All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, of great millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And Shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And Shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching His word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. And I say shalom to you, Akim, out there. And this is another news article in the news on November the 25th, 2021. And it's Thursday morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And this is a news article in the news of the scene for the sit-down lesson. And this is from metro.us. And this is international. And Australia, the highlight of this news article, I just looked up for in the news. And it says Australia to deploy police military to Solomon Islands as protests spread. And it says, this is from Sydney, Australia, Reuters, and it says, Australia will deploy more than 100 police and military personnel to the aid of Solomon Islands. Prime Minister Scott Morris said on Thursday as protests in the Pacific Islands nations defied a curfew to protest for a second consecutive day. Morris said the island's Prime Minister Manasseh Sagri had requested Australia assistance with which Campbell's a national security committee quickly approved. It says Australia will send 23 police officers immediately to assist with the riots control. Morris said with a further 50 personnel to enforce security with a critical infrastructure. And it says, continuing on, it says more Slovakia. Morris said another 43 military troops will be sent to aid the Australian police officers. Our proposal is here to provide a stability and security to enable the normal constitutional processes with the Solomon Islands to be able to deal with the various issues that they have arisen. It says Morris told the reporters in Canberra, it is not the Australian government intent in any way to intervene in the internal affairs of the Solomon Islands. That is for them to resolve. The deployment of Australian personnel comes amid reports of images shared on social media showing crowds of protesters and burning buildings in the Chinatown district of Haronara. Many protesters travel from the most populous province in Malaya to the capital because of concerns of being overlooked by the national government, according to media reports. The province opposed a 2019 decision to end diplomatic ties with Taiwan and establish with former links with China, resulting in a independence referendum last year, which the national government has dismissed illegitimate. The Solomons, the scenes of some of the fierce fighting in the Second World War, experienced major riots in 2006. following a election disputes with many Chinese-owned businesses in the roaring burnt and looted. The Zagreb, if I pronounced that right, on Wednesday declared a 36-hour lockdown in Harana after the latest unrest, calling it another sad and unfortunate event, meaning bringing a democratically elected government down. The lockdowns, which would run until 7 a.m. on Friday, which allow our law enforcement agencies to fully investigate the perpetrators of laws today's events and prevent further lawless destruction. Zagreb said the Royal Solomon Islands police force urged people to attend schools and businesses around Harana and stay home to avoid being affected by the unrest. We want to make sure that all streets, schools, and businesses will reopen soon after the lockdown. It says the RSIPF, and it says Deputy Commissioners Jatan Wantana Matanga in a statement. Salaki, if I ain't pronounced the names right. It says, I am asking for your cooperation until the situation turns normal. So yeah, this is a report out here in the Solomon Islands. Australia deployed police and military personnel to help out with the situation over there in the Solomon Islands. It was I guess it's a transition between, they was of a supportive government of the Taiwanese over there. It switched from Taiwanese government to the Chinese government as well too over there. So they doing the uproar protests over there. And this is the image of the smoke is seen after a building was set on fire in Chinatown during the protests in Harana, over there in the Solomon Islands, I believe. Yeah, that's how I pronounce it right. So yeah, these are the signs of the times that we are living in. Like I mentioned before in my previous videos, the more of increase of uproars of the people, and you seeing that right now through the whole planet Earth. That's all you've been seeing these past few days. If it ain't against the mandates, if it ain't against the mandates, that people that oppose the mandates, the lockdowns, or the people that support it, they support the lockdowns, they support the water shots, You got division clashes between those different two groups of people on both sides, the left or the right, Then you got the uproars of the people that's against their political figures. They oppose the political figures. And some that's with the political figures. You got clashes over that between as well too. They try to overthrow the government with the little protesters, of increase of violence with protesters and everything like that, And I'm gonna bring out a scripture for that. Refers to this article right here that I just read and brought out. And this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 3, in the scriptures that it reads, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes, and you've been seeing earthquakes as well too, and it was a recent earthquake, I forgot what country it was like a 4.9 earthquake, But you starting to see the increase of these earthquakes. Some might, it's like a up and down, but you starting to see the intense of increase of earthquakes around the world. Even it's from even up is the totals of the volcanoes. I mean, not the volcanoes. Well, you've been seeing volcanoes eruptions too in the Spanish island over there. It been heavy evacuations over there as well too. You go see volcanoes and wildfires and everything like that. These are signs of showing that the times that we are living in, and the increase, like I mentioned before, and the increase of earthquakes in diverse places. You're gonna see that as well too, continuously, and the upwards of the people, right? As you've seen, the more the increase of upwards of the people, against the mandates, against the lockdowns, against the water shots, people that are with it and the people against it, see clash, division between those two different groups of sides of people in that spectrum. And they political figures, like the scripture says, they should regard nor their kings nor their princes in the course of their action, which shall stand, that as well too. But other than that, I just wanted to bring out this news article right here, as it's seen, as I continue to keep you updated with these things going on around the world. Like we supposed to be the watchmen, the watchmen, the true watchmen of Israel, because the true watchmen of Israel is the servants, the true prophets of the men of the Lord, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled bird Israelites as well too, that's scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching this true gospel, this true doctrine, meekness, humbleness, and sincerity. We the true watchmen of Israel, because we are the children of Israel. That makes up the 12 tribes of Israel. And once again, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as well too, and the speckled bird Israelites that's scattered amongst all these nations, So with that, as it's gonna be more of a continual of increase of upwards of the people that should regard their kings nor their princes of these political figures in these countries, as you're starting to see more and more daily of upwards of the people and uprises of these protesters around the world, because these are prophecies in the times that we are living in, and you're going to see more increase of these things for more to come. So with that, I hope this is edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. Until the next time, I will say shalom.